Right. Oh, that's disgusting. So, had a barspin. What people go wrong with is they try and barspin before they like learn to catch it or whatever. So you learn to catch before you start throwing them, otherwise you're obviously just going to not catch it and fall off. So the way I did that was started taking my foot off. Then just keep getting your other hand on. Like that. And then you start like knowing where your hands are going to be and where they got to be. And then when you do that, you can start going up the ramp and like chucking the bars with your foot off, like getting to catch it better. A lot of people say that's a bad habit because you'll never get your foot back on, but a lot of people have, so man up and put your foot on. That's one way of doing it. Another way, like loads of people just try and land them on the floor, but they don't hop very high, so it's a lot easier the higher you hop because you've got more time to throw the bars, but it's scary, I guess. So, I don't know, just like the higher you hop, the easier it is. The best thing to do is to like catch before you land. You see loads of people like throwing the bars and then like they land, their bike lands and they put their hands on and just like fucking die. So try and like catch the bars before you land. Loads of people think you gotta lean back for a bar spin. Don't, you gotta lean forward. Lean back enough to straighten your legs so your bars don't hit your legs. You've still gotta lean forward enough to maintain your balance so you won't like drop the bars or drop the bike or whatever. My legs like go straight. I don't pinch the seat either. A lot of people pinch the seat or raise it. Apparently that makes it easier, but I don't know, I've never learned like that. Your legs sort of straighten anyway. You don't really need to like worry about that. Alright, that's hot bars. On a ramp, it's like the same. So I learned hot bars on the floor, well, with one foot, and then went to a ramp. But a lot of people do it the other way around, so they learn on the ramp and then they learn to hop. You can turn on a ramp if it makes it easier. A lot of people do that because if you go forward and drop your bars, you're going to land and then like hit your stomach or whatever. So if you turn sideways, like 90 degrees, you can always fall off that way. Alright, so that's like a bar spin or whatever, but then a load of people, so like that was thrown and then my hands like go off like there. Then a lot of people just pass it around like that. They call that a bus drive or whatever, it's still a bar spin at the end of the day, unless you do it like really slow. Probably easier, but it doesn't look as good in photos or whatever. This is probably fucking disgusting. You can do it either way. I learnt it like that, so passing it around. But then you just sort of get used to like letting go like there, and then you just sort of chuck it. And the faster you throw it, or whatever, or the faster you let go, the faster the bars are. Just stay like over the centre of the bike and watch your hand. Like a lot of people just like sort of look away or just get scared of it or something and then throw it and it just falls away. So just throw the bars and watch it and watch where it goes. And eventually, once you start getting better, you can just sort of do it and it will become second nature, like where your hands know, like need to be and stuff. So like that hand will always know it's got to stay there to catch it, and that hand will always go back on, like where it knows it's got to go. A lot of people, I see loads of people like going up to the ramp and they just like tank at it and they go stupidly fast. They're never going to get confidence to throw it because they're like 4 foot high. If you fall from that high with the bars, well, you're not on the bike, it's going to bounce and hit you. So I don't know, go quite low, not low, but like probably this low. Yeah, like that. If you left foot forward, you chuck to the left like that and let that hand catch it. If you're right foot forward, chuck to the right. So whatever foot forward you are, you should always chuck to that closer foot, unless you like goofy or you do opposite bar spins. If you're learning them and it feels the same both ways, always chuck to your front foot. But if it feels better going to the other way, it doesn't really matter. The only thing that is hard to do if you do opposite bar spins is your regular is do like a truck or something, because you've got to spin the bars like more than they should. But yeah, so always go to your front foot, because that's the way you should bar spin. So I'm right foot forward, so my left hand always stays out. So if I threw the bars, my left hand like just stays there. It might like move down there or whatever, but it always comes back to there where the bar's going to be, so it will always come back and like catch like that. And once you've done that, like this, like you can always just like put your foot down, stabilise yourself, I guess. Once you start catching that hand and that hand becomes regular, and you can like be confident with that you're always going to catch that, like then this hand will start like working out where to go. Like do that at the same time as well. Don't just try and bar spin with one hand because that's retarded. That's the main hand, because that one will always go on first and that one comes second. Like no matter how fast you bar spin, if you put it in like super slow motion or something, you'll always see that the hand like catches first and then that hand goes in second. So don't think that you do that, because you don't, you just do that. A lot of what I see when kids are trying to bar spin or whatever, and they like just fuck it up is when they throw it and lean back. So they're leaning back, and the only thing that's going to do is like, well, I think they lean back to sort of avoid their bars hitting their thighs or whatever, but in reality that's not going to happen, because if your legs, as soon as you throw the bars, like you've got a lot of clearance, like when your legs are straight especially, because like the knot that I'm obviously going to be letting that far back, but when you've got like, I don't know, like it's like your legs are sort of, they'll always straighten out and that bar will always miss it, so don't lean back. You've got to have like an element of leaning back, but don't like lean back like that to avoid the bars, because if you do that, the bike is just gonna like straight away do that, and you're never gonna catch your bars, and your bike's just gonna bounce and hit you. If you've got a problem with like taking your foot off or whatever, or if your foot is always off, you can bar spin, but you always take your foot off by habit. I've seen some people like tie their foot to their pedal with an inner tube or something. That actually worked for some reason. If your foot's off, then just sort of force yourself to keep it on, because if your foot's off and you can still catch the bars, then you've got no problem. It's no different bar spinning with your foot off. It is a little bit, but you're still going to catch it, alright? And even if you don't, you probably will second time or third time. So the way I did it was on the floor. I was doing hot bars with one foot off, and then I got used to catching it, and then went on the ramp and did a bar spin with my foot off. So I got used to bar spinning it up onto a ramp, but my foot was still off. And then like the next day I went up and tried to keep my foot on. It took a couple of goes because it's a bit weird, but as soon as your foot's on, you start bar spinning, then that's it, you got it. The main thing is like keeping the front of your body, I don't know, like say your chest or whatever, is like in line with the bars when you're throwing them. So like you're doing that, you're always like crouched over your bike, and that way your bike stays like balanced, it won't go to the side, and then your bars always where they always come round in the same place where they left. So if you throw it like that, and you just catch, and your hand would be there ready to catch it. Whereas if you leant back and you throw it, your bike's going to like go sideways. So if you left your hand there, your bars are down there, and you're never going to catch it. So always stay like leant over the bike. Just commit. Like don't pussy out of it, because that's when you get hurt. People seem to have confidence issues with throwing it just because they think that they're going to get hurt. But in reality, they're going to get hurt if they don't commit. So you've got to commit to catch it. And if you do, if you catch that one hand, you're safe. Because the worst that's going to happen then is your bike's going to drop to that side, and you just put your foot down. Whereas if you don't catch with any hands, it can like go any way, and you can like hurt yourself. So don't do it with joggers on as well. This shit happens.
Oh. In the balls. I don't even know what I'm doing. You can tell I'm a BMX bandit.
Can I just say, this is the most retarded ramp you've ever seen. It's like on the seafront. You probably can't see it, but the sea is over there, so it's always fucking windy, and it's made of sheet metal, so you slip everywhere. So if you can actually go higher than a foot, then you're gonna get blown off and probably down sideways, and then you can get welcomed by a slippy fucking ramp, and then you just fall off and die. I hate this place. I hate the skate park. I'll give you a tour of the skate park. This ramp and that, and a brick wall, and a miserable fucking rider. Oh my god, fucking see me slip. That's what I'm talking about. This is shit. Oh my god. Tooth hanger on there, and then like hop 180 bars or something. Alright, let's get out of my face! Alright, what else is there? 2 Barspins. Yeah, just chuck them, I guess.